Dan Campbell just went 9-8. In most NFL franchises, that's a solid season, maybe a B+ or an A-. Good progress, building something. And a reporter asked Campbell to grade himself on the season. And his answer? F, failure. We didn't get what we wanted. Let that sink in. 9 wins, 8 losses, and the head coach calls it a complete failure. Not because 9-8 is objectively terrible, but because it wasn't the standard. And here's why that matters more than almost anything else. Good organizations celebrate pretty good. Great organizations see pretty good as failure. Let me show you why Campbell's F is actually the mindset that separates dynasties from graveyards. For decades, Detroit Lions would have celebrated 9-8. Old Lions mentality, we're over 500, it's our best season in years, it's progress. That's the mindset of settling for mediocrity. Campbell's mentality, we didn't make the playoffs, we didn't achieve our goal, we didn't win a championship. Zero tolerance for anything less than excellence. Campbell has raised the standard, and now 9-8 isn't pretty good, it's failure. Here's the principle that kills more organizations than anything else. Complacency starts with good enough. Watch how organizations die. Say in year 1, you set ambitious goals. Year 2, you fall short, but tell yourself, hey, we made pretty good progress. Year 3, you hit the good enough phase and you celebrate it. Year 4, you're maintaining good enough because it's comfortable. In year 5, competitors pass you, and in year 6, you're irrelevant. The killer is good enough because good enough becomes the new standard. And once you accept good enough, excellence becomes impossible. Campbell's standard is specific. Win the Super Bowl. Not be competitive, not make the playoffs, not have a winning record, not be better than we were. Win the Super Bowl. That's it. That's the only acceptable outcome. Everything else, it's failure. So why does this matter? When your standard is win it all, a 15-2 regular season plus playoff loss equals failure. A 12-5 season plus first round playoff exit equals failure. A 9-8 plus no playoffs equals obvious failure. When your standard is to be competitive, 9-8 equals success. Close playoff loss equals success. Mediocrity becomes acceptable. Campbell refuses to accept mediocrity. Let me show you the grading system that kills organizations. Most leaders grade themselves on a curve. A, exceptional, best in class. B, pretty good, solid performance. C, it's okay, existing, maintaining. D, below average, maybe a little struggling. And 6, total disaster. With this scale, most organizations give themselves B's and C's, and B's and C's feel acceptable. So they stop pushing. Campbell's grading system, A, win the Super Bowl. F, anything else. With this scale, there's no pretty good, there's no solid season, there's only did we achieve the goal? No, then we failed. This scale prevents complacency. Here's why C is death. A C means we're doing okay, we're existing, we're maintaining. And okay feels acceptable. You stop pushing, you stop innovating, you stop evolving. And that's when competitors eat you alive. Campbell refuses to accept a C. 9-8, that's not a C, that's an F. Because the standard isn't existing. The standard is excellence. Let me tell you about the corporate graveyard because it's full of companies that said, we're doing pretty well. BlackBerry dominated enterprise email. They had secure messaging, physical keyboards, enterprise focus. We're good, they said. Then the iPhone launched and BlackBerry refused to evolve. And now they're dead. Blockbuster had thousands of stores, brand recognition, total market dominance. We're the brand, we're good, they said. They had a chance to buy Netflix for $50 million. They passed. Then Netflix scaled streaming. Blockbuster, dead. Nokia had 40% global market share in 2007. They were untouchable. We're good, they said. Then the iPhone launched and Nokia stuck with their outdated OS and now they are irrelevant. Sony invented the Walkman, led in premium electronics, dominated innovation. We're good, they said. Then Apple launched the iPod. Sony failed to dominate streaming, corporate complacency set in, and now they're a shadow of what they once were. The pattern in all of these, leaders said, we're doing pretty well, a B+ is fine. They should have said, we're not where we need to be. This is an F. We need to change. We're good is the beginning of the end, because good means you stop innovating. And when you stop, everyone passes you. That's how fast it happens. Nokia went from 40% market share to irrelevant in 3 years. That's how fast it happens. Watch Campbell's refusal to rest. After 15-2, the number 1 seed, franchise records in 2024, he could have said that was a great season. That was an A. He said, we didn't win the Super Bowl. We didn't finish. That's an F. After 12-5, division title, playoff wins in 2023, he could have said, first division title in 30 years, A+ season. He said, we didn't win the Super Bowl. We're not done. After 9-8 in 2022, he could have said, first winning record in years, B+ season. He said, we didn't make the playoffs. Not good enough. The pattern, Campbell never accepts good enough because good enough is the enemy of great. If Campbell had said 9-8, that's a C+, pretty good season, let's run it back. Year 1, 9-8, pretty good. Year 2, 8-9, close, still pretty good. Years 3, 7-10, rebuilding, that's okay. Year 4, 6-11, we need changes. The organization would just decay. Instead, Campbell said 9-8, that's an F, unacceptable, we need to be better. Year 1, 9-8, identified as a failure. Year 2, aggressive changes, higher standard. Year 3, push towards excellent. Year 4, sustained winning. The organization evolves. Campbell's standard is uncomfortable because it means you fail a lot. Only one team succeeds each year. 31 teams fail. But it's also the only standard that drives excellence. Campbell's standard, the goal is win the Super Bowl. Win the Super Bowl is success. Lose in the Super Bowl, failure. Lose in conference championships, failure. Miss the playoffs entirely, obvious failure. There are no participation trophies. There are no moral victories. There's only, did we achieve the goal? Campbell went 9-8 and graded himself an F, not because he's being dramatic, but because his goal is specific, win the Super Bowl. His standard is non-negotiable. Anything less is a failure. He refuses complacency. Good enough is the enemy. He prioritizes the goal over comfort. Winning beats feeling good about 9-8. This is how you avoid becoming BlackBerry, Blockbuster, or Nokia. By refusing to accept good enough. By grading 9-8 as an F, not a C. By maintaining a standard so high that complacency is impossible. Most organizations die because leaders rest on their laurels. Campbell's Lions won't die that way because Campbell refuses to rest. 9-8 isn't pretty good, it's failure, and failure demands change. That's the mindset that builds dynasties. Not, we're doing okay, but we failed. Now, let's figure out how to win. Complacency starts with good enough. Excellence starts with that's not good enough. Campbell chooses excellence every single time.